Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Eddie the Block here, Relic Extractors, coming to you on a Monday afternoon, about 1 o'clock. We'll see what time this eventually gets uploaded. Even though I got a new phone here, it's still a little bit slow in loading the videos when I'm done. Anyway, I'm just doing a little short video. It's warming up this week. Finally, hopefully, the snow's over. And within the next week, hopefully the ground will be thawed out enough for us to get into digging some decent stuff and not have to worry about any frost or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a brief little video of a few of my blob top beers, and give a little rundown on them, where they're from, and these two in particular here in the front, I'm going to give a brief history on. This one here is the Birkenhauer and Baumann. It's old-fashioned lager from Newark, New Jersey. This one here is basically giving the information to Skull Bottle Guy. If you haven't seen his channel, go check him out. Give him a free little shout out here, real quick. But before we get into the history of this one and the John Kuhlmann's, even though this is a hutch, it is a brewing, it is a beer, from Ellenville, New York. Let's just get into the little bit of the show and tell here. So here we have a. I'm going to put my light on my turntable. Okay, let me just stop the carousel. Oops, wrong one. I think it's just a light here, right? Is it going to work or not? Huh. Let's see what we got here. Technical difficulty. All right, normally the light will stay on too and not turn, but all right, well, I'll just let it turn. Let's see what we got here. This here, we'll move you up a little bit closer now and take it off the tripod. This is a Rubsum and Horman blob top from Long Island, New York, probably around 1880s, 1890s. Actually, it's a little bit old, a little bit newer. Let me correct myself here. It's got a Karl Hutter base on it. It dates to 1906. You can see it right there. And there is some ghosting underneath that. Don't know if that was the bottle maker, but right in the very bottom here, you can see where it looks like it says bottle or something. It's been ghosted out. Let's get a good look at the embossing here on this one. Now, recently, within the past few years, I think sometime in 2019, the Rubsum and Horman Brewery was resurrected, and they are now making India Pale Ales and other small craft beers. So it's nice to see something resurrected and continue to grow after they were closed for quite a few years. And you can see a nice blob there. It does have a little bit of staining and stuff on the inside. All in all, it's nice, clean, pretty clean bottle. There's no chips or cracks in it at all. A couple nice little bubbles in it, and very strong embossing. I like that horseshoe kind of. It's no slug plate, just an open, almost like a tombstone shape, actually. Registered, and this bottle not to be sold on the reverse. All right, next, I can't find too much information on this one here. It's going to be hard to see. This is a W.T. Wilkinson from Kearney, New Jersey. And these were very hard to find, from what I understand. I see prices on these starting out at like $35, $40. on eBay and other sites. Again, strong embossing. I tried looking up some information on this morning. I really didn't get too far, so I'll have to do some other type of extensive search to get the information on this. And I don't know if it's a Karl Hutter or not. Really nice. It's clean. No chips, cracks, nothing. It's really heavy, like widow looking base on it. So, all right. And next is another hard to find amber. This one's local to me. These have popped up in the Epic dump. I think one or two have popped up out of there besides this one. This is a Watson Littell out of Franklin Furnace, New Jersey. Now, Franklin Furnace is now and has been called the town of Franklin in Sussex County for a while. But they were in business. Their bottling company was, surrounded by a lot of mines that they used for ore and minerals and stuff like that back in the day. In the mid to late 1800s. And it's got a really nice monogram there with the W and the L. I do have a spot not too far downstream. The plant for this company was right on the Wallkill River in Franklin. And occasionally you will see the bottles laying on the bottom of the creek bed of the Wallkill River. Not too far from its source. And I haven't seen any blobs in there, but I've found some later crowns, like pre-Prohibition, like 1910, 1915 era. Just like that really nice round donut, like blob top on this one too. They also had, stoneware jugs as well. I believe there's a couple mug-based variants of this. Well, not this particular one, but like aqua mug-based sodas. I'm not sure, but I think there is. And again, it's kind of hard to find. There's like a surface bubble that had popped right there, so it's a little rough on that spot. But yeah, again, very hard to find. Another one that even in this condition would bring at least $30 to $40. So it's the only one I have. That's in my personal collection right now as well. And this one here I got at one of my yard sales or estate sales. I think this one actually came from an estate sale I was at early last year, where I scored like 20 something blobs and like 10 Hutchinson bottles, one of which was a rare one from Scranton, Pennsylvania, of all places. This particular sale was down in Paramus, New Jersey. It's got the original lightning closure on it, and it's a D. Bowden from Boonton, New Jersey. This is a really sharp looking bottle too, very clean. I don't think this one was dug at all. I mean, otherwise this would be all rusted out, unless it was replaced. I'm assuming it was a basement or attic find. It's in really good shape. Get you another nice good view of the embossing here. Nice slug plate design. And it is a Karl Hutter base. It says KH, but I don't see the date. So, I mean, they were making blobs up until about 1910, but I think this is around the same time period as the Rubsman Horman, probably around 1900 and 1906, somewhere in that area. Okay, and I'll jump right over here to the John Kuhlmann. It's got a nice apple green color to it. John Kuhlmann Brewing Hutch bottle, Hutchinson style bottle. Still got the original stopper in it. Swinging nicely there. And so now I'll get into the a little bit of the history of John Kuhlmann Brewing here. Give me just 1 second here. Still trying to learn this new phone here too, folks. So there's our we find a lot of the regular style Kuhlmann beers like the Crowns. We do find the regular soda bottle style blobs in aqua and amber, which is a little bit harder to find, but we have found them. And the Hutch bottles, I think I've only seen like 3 or 4 of them come out, at least just out of where I've been digging anyway. So, but the John Kuhlmann Brewing Company opened its doors in 1895, and it closed in 1920, right at Prohibition. It was open for 25 years. But the information that I got from Dale at Breweries.com indicates that the John Kuhlmann Brewing Company was the only brewery that was located in Ellenville, New York. Usually kind of means that at least for that area, that surrounding area, there will be an extra value or a premium on these bottles, although they are considered overall common. But because there wasn't any other brewers or any other competition out of Ellenville, they're still quite collectible. And again, as stated, they were in operation from 1880 to 1920, and from 1880 to 1884 it was the John Kuhlmann Brewery. From 1884 to 1895 it was called Catherine Kuhlmann Brewery. I have yet to see a Catherine Kuhlmann beer bottle. Then after Prohibition, it became John Kuhlmann Brewing Company Incorporated. They were in operation for 2 years, from 1933 to 1935, and then eventually shut their doors. And so that's about all the history I have on this one. Sometimes it's hard doing research on some of these, and sometimes it's relatively easy. It's kind of stiffs you sometimes when you punch in a brewer's name and city and all that, and you get nothing, or you can search for hours and just come up with nothing. So all right, so here's the Birkenhauer and Baumann. Skull Bottle Guy said he's never seen a blob, one of these. Well, here's one for him, complete. And I got this one off of eBay, actually, who I don't bother with anymore, and that's a long story. Bad taste in my mouth for another day. So this is a Birkenhauer and Baumann from Newark, New Jersey. It's the old-fashioned lager beer. And we have some good information on this one as well. But first, let me show you what we got here. And let's get some of that nice embossing back on here. And it's got the original ceramic top and wire bale. Let me turn it around this way here. Yeah, you can see it there. And again, 1906 on the base of that. 694, whatever that number's for. Maybe a catalog number for the style of the bottle. This one's got the shorter neck, so maybe they had another style with the champagne style neck, the longer neck on it. So, and as that's turning, let's see what get this to stay here. I'm having a hard time with this. Alright, well, I'm just going to hold it. I got the tripod for nothing. The phone doesn't quite fit in it for a landscape, but I'll figure something out. It's great for my tablet, but alright. So anyway, there are associated names along with this from the beginning, from the very beginning. This Birkenhauer and Baumann was originally Joseph Harth Brewing from 1862 to 1882. From the time period of 1882 to 1884, it was called Balthazar and Humer, Huemmer. From 1884 to 1885, the brewery was Humer and Hotz, Hotz. Then it was just B. Humer from 1885 to 1892. It was then bought out by Philip Bunn from 1892 to 1894. Not positive, but I think Philip Bunn was a relation of Isaiah Bunn, who was also a bottler from Warwick, New York. Don't quote me on that one. I got to do a little bit more research on that. And then from 1894 to 1905. Now, mind you, this is a 1906 bottle, so this is this is a little confusing for me. But from 1894 to 1905 became Birkenhauer and Baumann, old-fashioned lager. All right, now this is saying from 1905 to 1909 it was Birkenhauer and Berger, but there's no Berger on this at all, and it's dated 1906. So I'm a little confused with the name. I don't know if this one's rare now because it doesn't match up with the years of operation of Birkenhauer and Baumann. Like I said, runs from 1894 to 1905. This has got a 1906 year on the bottom. 1905 began Birkenhauer and Berger old-fashioned brewing, and that ran until 1909. So this could be, a pretty rare variant, since it has the Baumann name on it and not the Berger name on it, which, like I said, the years don't match up for the years of operation. Anyway, we don't know exactly what happened to the brewery, but from 1909 to 1916, it was just called the Birkenhauer Brewing Company. So, again, it just says the fate of the brewery building is unknown anyway. Obviously, they went out of business, around that time, a couple years before Prohibition hit. So, but anyway, yeah. So this is just a couple, of what I just presented today, and I'll try and catch up on the history of some of the others, and just to give you a quick shot of what I'm putting together here. Some stuff I'm pulling out. Some old gin bottles and Johnny Walkers, and there's some stuff up over there too as well. So, all right, and everybody here, don't forget about Hillbilly Hutch. This is the design that's on our new t-shirts. And I'm going to move this out of the way. Please remember to like and subscribe. Leave a comment, share, pass it along. And if you go in and watch some of my earlier videos, I do have stuff for sale. Just because it's an older video, please don't think that everything is sold out. If you see something that you like, email me here or hit me up on Messenger and say, hey, I'd like to know if this is available or that's available. And if it is, I'll let you know, yes or no. And we can set up payments through Venmo or PayPal. And my email that you see here is the email that I use for PayPal. So again, that's the brief little history I have on a couple of the brewers out of this particular lot here today. And we'll see you soon. Hopefully by next weekend we'll be able to get into the dump. Hope it's all thawed out and we can see if we can get some fresh glass up here for you guys to look at. All right, everybody, have a good day and God bless.